and they had senior night, so they were a little distracted. I think we're up 14 or so at half, and third quarter, but they put the pressure on us in that fourth quarter, and they were hitting shots coming off the bench and from deep. Isaiah Brown, Danny's son, was hitting shots, and that's an exciting game. We just try to make them exciting for the fans, so we can keep them in the seats.
No, I tell you, it was fun. It was a good crowd, and I think the crowds have been really great. Every game I've been to this year, the fan support has been as good as it's been in a while.
Yeah, it's really neat. I mean, you got some good teams, especially in our district. You got real good teams all over, but our district's been very competitive with Oquaco and West Mesa and Sandia and Farmington, and us, and so that's a lot of good teams in one district. So people are coming out to watch some good basketball, competitive games, and it's exciting when basketball, getting closer to March, it gets real excited.
Well, I already said it to Sebastian. It's March Madness right now, and this is a perfect week right now because you're in second place, and West Mesa and La Cueva are tied for first place, and you're one game back, but you play West Mesa and La Cueva this week, and it's a possibility there could be a three-way tie by the end of the week.
Yeah, we just got to do our job. We one at a time. We got West Mesa tomorrow night, and they're really good. Brody's is just a phenomenal player. They've got some shooters. They beat us. They beat us already down there. So we get them here at home tomorrow. That'll be a great game again. That'll be a very good game. Sean's done a good job with those guys. And then the next game after that, if we can get those games, yeah, we'll be tied for first and control our destiny, and that's what you want to do this time of year. Maybe a playoff game Monday night, district tournament next week. So we'll see how it plays out, but we'll battle for sure.
Well, you said it right. I mean, LaQuay was playing well. Sean was the first half. He won like he was ahead in the beginning of the district. He's lost two games in a row, but they have a lot of weapons. I mean, I know you've got the scouting board and everything. I can just say, I did the game against Sandia, and they couldn't have shot the ball any better. But then I also did the game against La Cueva, and they couldn't. I think they made 11 threes against Sandia and made one three against La Cueva on
Yeah,
their
we're,
home court.
we're preparing for their best shot. So, we're preparing for that team that hit 11 threes. I mean, you can't leave them open. You've got to guard them. Sean historically has had a lot of good shooters. Last year they had great shooters, and he runs a lot of good stuff for those guys. And Brody can break you down a little bit and find open shooters. So we're preparing for their best, and that's what you have to do. And they'll come over here, and they won't be afraid of anybody, and they'll come and battle us. So yeah, definitely we take that game serious. We take them one at a time, and we'll see what happens tomorrow night.
I know. So let's walk through this scenario, and maybe you hadn't had time to think about it because you take it one time, and I haven't thought about it. But what if there is a three-way? How does your district work if there is a three-way tie?
Well, you're right. I haven't really looked at it. I mean, I've coached long enough to see it and be in it. And usually we have a coin flip. Usually the person that loses a coin flip is third place, and then first and second have a playoff. I think that's the way it works in this district. I don't know if that'll happen, but that's usually the way the districts work with a playoff. That the three teams that tie get a coin flip.
Now, would you
And
play that game on a Monday or a Tuesday? I know some districts are different. I know I'm going ahead and probably asking a lot of questions. I just curious.
Yeah, I usually play that game on a Monday because the second place team will have to play that Tuesday night. In the district tournament, the two plays the five and the three plays the four on that Tuesday night. So I'm pretty sure the playoff will be Monday night. But something something to look into and look forward to, and it's down the road because there's still 2 games, but that's a lot of basketball to be played. So
No, I know that's a lot of Bill, but that scenario, you and I, hey, you and I just figured that out. I just figured it out this morning that's why I wanted to have you on, because it's a big week for El Dorado. It's also a big week for all those other teams. I mean, they control their destiny. All the teams control their destiny if they just win.
yeah, 3 good teams right there, but you're leaving out Farmington and Sandia. Those guys can beat anybody as well. Those are 2 solid teams, and that's a lot of solid teams in our district, and they're going to make some noise. Some of our district's going to represent well because they play good basketball for sure.
Well, let's talk about Farmington. You just came back from that road trip. Talk about that road trip. You and I actually talked about that on the night you beat Sandia, and you're going, well, plus they're good. So
that's hard to go up there. They got a good crowd. They got a kind of a new gym and a beautiful gym actually, and got good players. And not easy to win there. Not easy to play there. They have a good team. We got up there and it was a grind out game. They kind of held the ball and passed the ball around and really made us play defense and made it tough for us to score as well. And 49-44, it's kind of a low scoring game, but yeah, they're really good. Farmington's a really good team with
Coach
Cody,
Chitty does a great job of coaching. I mean, so you got to be prepared.
Got to be prepared to go up there for sure, and just mentally prepared because you can't just roll in there and beat those guys.
I tell you what, we're going to go to Evergard Roofing and Solar. Top 10 plays of the week.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Get into the sink on the offense. Here's Renfro.
Renfro throws up a wild one and scores. So turning potential lemons into lemonade is Archuleta. Steverson pulls up from deep. Are you kidding?
Oh, he's going to go up with it. No good. Too strong. Loose ball. Going to get kicked right into the hands of Jackson. Here comes Mitchell. Mitchell puts that one in. A little bit of a baby dunk, but
Drive. Looking to spin. Blocked from behind by Creighton Johnson. 3-on-2 for Sandia. Thomas Adams goes all the way, and he's fouled.
Look out, layup.
Lund
There
in
we
transition.
go.
Get out the phone. Slam dunk. David Lund.
Dyer is going to get that one absolutely sent back.
A floater from 5 feet. Stolen away. Steverson. Here comes the money. Dunk.
And that could be a dangerous thing for El Dorado. That's just going to be stolen by Chavez, and he's going to put that one down.
Pius 30, Highland 26, Lincoln on the inbound. Lincoln going to try to get to the three-point line. He steps back, puts up the three. Yes! At the buzzer, Jesus Lincoln. McConnell stops his dribble under 5 seconds. Stolen away by Hernandez. Hornets on the move. Hernandez going to get the shot up, and it goes at the buzzer. Back-to-back buzzer beaters for Highlands.
Looking to find some space. He does. Puts it up with the right hand. No, Steverson.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
Hey, welcome back. Steve Davis Show. Got Roy Sanchez, head boys basketball coach at El Dorado High School.
You got on mute too, Steve.
You got on mute. All right, so we're all good. You can hear me?
Yeah.
But anyway, welcome back here, and we got Roy Sanchez, head basketball coach at El Dorado, and basically we talked about this. To me, it's March Madness this week. So many things up in the air for state tournament, even though district hadn't played and district tournament hadn't been played. But the MMA is watching your district very close, watching the Los Lunas Santa Fe district very close, because all those districts are up in the air this week.
Yeah, their district's been competitive as well. With like you said, Santa Fe, Los Lunas, Albuquerque High got better. As the season went on. Who's the other district? Trisco and Cleveland, and those teams are really good, and they stack up. You got Clovis and Hobbs and Roswell, and those teams. Clovis is really kind of probably been the front runner in that district. Our district has Farmington. They started out really well, and they only have 5 losses right now. Only two of them are to us. They beat Cleveland and Hobbs down there in the Hobbs tournament. They beat a lot of teams. So
they won the Hobbs tournament. Yeah, they won that down there. So that you're right. They beat both Cleveland and Cleveland and them.
Yeah, they beat. Yeah, so they're. I don't know what the NMA is going to do. They're going to just toss them in a hat and just pick them out, and we're going to play whoever we play that first round.
As long as you're in the top 16, you can get a home game, that'd be great, wouldn't it be?
That's always the goal, that first round, get a home game and that. But that's not easy. You have to be consistent throughout the year. You get into these districts and they're so competitive, so balanced that you might drop one that you shouldn't, or drop a couple. Like I said, Farmington, heck, I think they're 18-5, but two of their losses are against us, and they got some losses in their district, and they're probably ahead of us in max preps, but we beat them twice. We're ahead of them in district play. Cueva, they struggled a little bit early, but now they're hitting a stride. They're really, really talented. They have a lot of big guys, and they might end up winning our district. West Mesa is solid throughout the year, really solid. They beat a lot of good teams as well, and they're not afraid of anybody. But that other district again with the Trisco and Cleveland and I don't know. I'm not sure who to mention. Santa Fe was really good this year. They have a really, really good basketball player there. Los Lunas obviously has one of the best, or if not the best player in the state. He just went over the 2,000-point mark. Clovis hadn't come up to Albuquerque much. I hadn't seen him up here, but we played in the Roswell tournament. They beat us, and they have a solid team.
Well, I got to watch them in that academy tournament and Joe Emilio Academy tournament, and since then I got to watch them twice against Trisco Heritage, and also I do believe and I watched them lately against the Trisco Heritage, and they're a team. Just like I think I can sum up all the teams is. When all the teams play 32 minutes, they're unbeatable. One through. It's just it seems like nobody's except probably Volcano's and Oregon Mountain have been the most consistent of playing toward that 32 minutes, and that's the top 2 teams I think are really teams to watch out for.
Obviously, I didn't mention them, but you can't leave those guys out. You know, Volcano's won the last couple of championships, and they won a bunch in a row, and they're solid. Greg does a great job. They have a big that's just really, really good. They have shooters. Volcano's really a special team. On the Otay Mountain, they're seniors now. You know, they were young before and all that, but they have they're ranked second in the state, and they're solid. I mean, we can just go on and on. You know, mention different teams, and just so many quality teams, quality coaches. Whoever's hot's gonna get it done. Whoever, like you said, play 32 minutes throughout. Offense, defense. The whole deal. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a great March Madness. Can't wait.
Well, I think, the other one that you said is the biggest one is what team on that given night shoots well. All the teams have proven on given nights that they can really shoot the lights out of it. And that means that there's a lot of teams that can have a lot of scores that can get the job done.
Yeah, defensively, that's why that's so underrated, because who can shoot well, but sometimes the defense dictates that. The defense has you scouted out. The defense, maybe some long players, that you can't get shots up against. Just a lot of different scenarios with different teams, different matchups. It's just the matchups too. Some teams we mentioned are real long on the perimeter, and it's tough to shoot that three. So you got to drive in. I mean, do you have finishers that can drive in and finish? Basketball is a crazy game. It's just a lot of matchups, a lot of situations where if you get the right matchup, you can go a long way. If you don't, you might not score very many points. You got to grind it out, and you might get knocked out.
Well, Coach Heredity and I had a great talk before he played Volcano Vista, and it kind of was pretty interesting because they could not shoot. I mean, in the first half, they only scored 12 or 13 points, and Sebastian and I were on the game, and basically we put a lot of that on the defense of Volcano, which there is a lot of truth to that. Volcano plays very good. They do does a great job of scouting here. But then I talked to him before the game. He played against Rio Rancho, and he basically went through the shot chart, and he goes, Steve, man, hey, they were good shots. We just didn't miss. It wasn't like, they were uncontested shots. We just were one of those nights we couldn't do it. And so basically where I'm going with it, Roy, is that, your players, when they hit shot, make coaches look good, and you can run and execute the offense as good as you want to, but if the shot doesn't go in, it doesn't do anything on the scoreboard.
Yeah, we've had a few games like that too. We had wide open shots, and we were happy with our guys, held the other team down, played well. I mean, I'm not going to mention there probably a couple games, but we held the other team down, low scoring, but we weren't able to hit shots that night, and you just never know what vitamin they take that day. Maybe they're going to hit some shots, and maybe they're not. So that's why basketball, bounces different directions, and that's why it's exciting. That's why there's upsets. That's why people love March Madness. The college game is beautiful still, and people can't wait to see those upsets. The lower teams upset the higher teams because they get hot. And, a lot of times they ride that momentum to the next round, and next thing you know, they're in the championship or something like that.
Well, you talk about, uniqueness or anything about New Mexico is, March Madness is actually, the Mountain West Conference. It's the stage and the only event really going on in the state that week. And the way the MMA it's one of the top 4 venues in the United States as far as being watched and also attendance.
It's exciting. I mean, what else can you say? Playing in the pit. Every high school kid dreams about playing in the pit. My guys have been asking me already, how many games you have to win to play in the pit. And, as a youngster, you grow up and wanting to play in that special place. There's been a lot of special games in there, college games, Final Fours, national championship games. That's a special place to play. And these high school kids just growing up now, that's their goal. Obviously, they'd love to play in college and all that, but they're in high school. There was a high school once. They want to play with their friends in the pit, and like you said, that's the event of the year for high school kids. The Mountain West is usually in Las Vegas, so everyone's gearing up for high school basketball in the pit.
Well, hey, on the other hand, the coaches like to be in that pit too. They get to it's great to be Patino for 1, 2, 3 days, or and that works great on both the women's side and also the men's side. But I tell you, I know that experience. You've been there, but there is nothing like it walking down that ramp.
It's a showcase. It's a true showcase for the state of New Mexico, and it gets on TV a lot nationally with the Lobos being good when they're good, and they're good this year. You get to watch them late night sometimes, and people know the power of the pit here in New Mexico. People know the power of the pit when everyone's behind the Lobos, and I can remember when we played La Cueva, and they had Bryce Alford and we had Cullen Neal, and that place was popping. That place, no one else fit. I mean, it was sold out. And it was for the state championship, and where else would you want to be? Where else would you want to be? So that place is very special.
I tell you, hey, well, congratulations. Hey, good luck this week. I know it's a big week for you, and thanks for taking the time on the late notice. But good luck to you with this week, and we'll see more of you over the next 3 weeks.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks for ProView. Thanks for you guys, everything you do. Steve, you've been a good friend for a long time, and I appreciate you. Thank you.
And have a great day.
Okay, you too.